Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all well. Let's say a quick hello to those in the chat. Good evening, Sarah. Hello, Mystical. And good evening, Nerf. Welcome. Good to see you back on the channel again. Hope you're well. So then, what game are we going to play this evening? We have the pleasure of taking a look at a prototype of Warcrow Adventures from Corvus Belli. I'm sure that many of you will have seen all the activity on various tabletop gaming websites and channels regarding this game. It has been on Kickstarter. It was successfully funded. Lots and lots of interest in the game. And we've received our copy maybe a little bit later than anticipated, but regardless, we are going to have our live play tonight. I'm very excited. Regulars of the channel will know that I am a big fan of Aristea from Corvus Belli, so very much looking forward to playing Warcrow Adventures tonight. And hello, Mikey. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so Sarah, are you all set and ready? You are? Okay, excellent. Let's bring you on in then. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Great.
Do you really want to say how you're feeling today?
Today was going well, and then I pirated a bit with mystical unicorn painting here, and then I was like, oh, before stream, let me make sure the stuff in the dryer's good. Let me pull out some chicken to thaw for dinner. And I slipped in clear dog vomit. I didn't fall.
You just slipped a little.
Slipped with one foot and got squishy goop in between my toes. Essentially, one of them drank water too fast, coughed it back up, so it wasn't gross, like actual throw up. It was just slightly slimy water. And a real fun surprise.
Well, I don't think we'll have to avoid any clear vomit during tonight's game, though saying that, there are mystical energies and demonic things happening in the town, so you never know. Shall we go to the...
Could be puddles of slimy goo, got it.
There could be puddles of slimy goo, yes, indeed, indeed. Shall we go to the table and check things out then, yeah?
Okay. So I apparently did not pay attention super hard to see that it was by Corvus Belli, and when I was watching the video, I thought, those figures actually look really good. And then when you said that, I was like, oh, that's why those figures look really good.
Yes, well, I mean... It might be spoilers, but before we even get started, that you're probably going to be able to assume what my opinion and my take on this game is already before we even get started. But we won't talk about that just yet. We will introduce the game and we will play the first demo scenario. If you have been following the game on various content creators' channels, we're going to be playing pretty much the same scenario. The only difference is that whereas they've had really good positive dice rolls, on this channel, well, you know what happens.
Well, you're about to see it played completely different.
You're going to see all
Will
the
we
worst
follow
dice
the
rolls.
rules the same? No. Will we get good dice rolls? No. So if you want to see it played in a positive manner, but also played horribly, have you come to the right place?
Absolutely. Now, the important point to make out here is that, of course, this is a prototype. So, as you know, keen-eyed people here will see that these are basically color printouts of the character cards. The cards themselves are printouts as well. as with any prototype, everything is subject to change. This particular prototype has been all over the world. It's been throughout Europe, it's gone over to the US, and it's now back here in the UK. So it has suffered a fair amount of travelling, and that being the case, unfortunately, some of the figures have been damaged in transit, which is such a shame. We will take a look at the figures, but of course, none of this is an example of the quality at this stage, and if you are familiar with Corvus Belli products, well, you already know that they are awesome quality, yeah? So you're going to have to just put your awesome quality filter on with some of the aspects we're going to be taking a look at tonight. But the first thing that we need to do, Sarah, is we need to choose our characters. And this is a brand new game world that we're going to be exploring. We have brand new original characters, and I'm just going to summarize them in very sort of simplistic terms, because again, Corvus Belli have done a wonderful job on setting the stage as far as all the lore of the world where Warcrow takes place. You can go and watch those videos on their official website. They also have backgrounds on all of the characters, and because this is a fantasy-based game, there's going to be so many names said incorrectly tonight, it's going to be untrue. So, oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if I can try and get these right. So we have a elf magic user, the first one here. This is Naira. So she is able to use magic, but she has the least defense. She is the most vulnerable of our heroes. We then have Ludivine, who is a cleric, and she's evenly matched. She has a reasonable amount of damage, but she's also able to heal herself, which is quite good. We then have Darak. He is a elf ranger. He is armed with a bow. He is nimble on foot, so he's good at archery, good at dexterity. And then we have Zorma, who is a female dwarf, and she is the tank of the party, able to deal out lots of damage but also absorb lots of it as well. So, which character do you want to control, Sarah? I'll let you choose first, and then we can clear this up a little bit.
I mean, you said that one can take a lot of damage.
You're gonna go with Zorma, yeah?
I'm thinking, not saying that I don't have faith in your dice rolls. However, I feel like I should play a character that can handle a lot of damage.
I could see you playing this character when you have the full game. So yeah, let's go with that. And that being the case, I'm going to go with Darak the Archer. So we'll clear these up. So give me a moment just to tidy these away. But what we will do is we will take a look at the minis. Unfortunately, as I say, one of these has suffered a little bit of battle damage already. Let's just move these away. I also have plenty of printouts around me so that I can reference the rules as we play. That's the thing with prototypes, is of course it's all brand new. So let's move these down here. What is nice is if you are interested in the game, you can go onto the Board Game Geek website, which is the best repository for all gaming materials, and you can actually go and download the rules, so you can actually have a read through and learn how to play the game well in advance of it obviously being available. Now, I did say that the Kickstarter campaign has already concluded, but I think that most companies, they offer up a second chance to pledge, and that might be the case, so you may be able to take advantage of that. Obviously, follow the Kickstarter. The link is on the YouTube channel page if you want to go and click on that. And of course, then you can find out more about the lore of the game and the heroes. But let's go and take a look at these minis, because as you say, these are Corvus Belli minis. They're going to be awesome, right?
Am I red or am I green?
You're red. You're red at the top. So let's take a look at your character. So, have I ever said her name wrong? It's Zoka. Zoka. It's a Z-S-O-K-A. She is the tank, and it's a little bit dark, a bit more atmospheric. Again, you'll be able to see these properly.
That's cute.
But she is awesome. Okay, so that's you, Sarah.
Cute.
I'm going to just place you on the board there. This is Darak. I mean, taking a look at the miniatures, already working out how to paint these up. The different types of techniques you might want to use on them. I love this, that his cloak.
Leaves.
Yes, exactly. So the top part of his leaves, you can imagine him stalking in the forest. Awesome sort of camo cape there that actually has leaves as part of it. Doesn't he look amazing?
Yeah, that's great.
All right. So that's him. And then the two characters...
They look like miniatures that you would purchase separately from a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Usually game miniatures look like game miniatures. These look like separate miniatures that you would purchase for, you know what I'm saying?
I do indeed. And so that leads, let me just tell you who this character is, because I've just moved. Hang on. This is the elf magician. This is Naira, master spellcaster. Again, you can check out all the lore, but I love how we've even got the energy crackle of the magic, which is quite unique. We don't normally see that, do we, in magic user miniatures, which is nice.
I mean, if somebody had got this game and had some money burning a hole in their pocket and they wanted their figures painted, I would have fun with those. Just saying.
Would you be the person? You would, wouldn't you? Okay, and this is Ludivine, but unfortunately, poor Ludivine has seen better days. So her arm has come off. Well, both of her arms have come off, and she's come off her base. But yeah, the detail in the face is absolutely gorgeous. She's really, really nice.
Not seeing any huge like mold lines either in them.
No. Again, these are just prototypes. So there will be slight differences, but obviously hopefully all improvements. But she's beautiful, really nice. But we're not playing with her tonight.
The big lightning strike thing. That thing was pretty cool looking.
It was, wasn't it? Okay, Amberden, good evening, welcome. Love the spell effect. Yes, it's great, isn't it? Amberden did mention this game, mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when the Kickstarter actually started. But as I say, hopefully they will do be able to sort of open the pledge manager again as it gets sort of midway through. I believe that the game will be received by backers next year, obviously. So there should be an opportunity. All right, so what we need to do is we need to go through a little bit of our characters, and we'll start with you, Sarah. Explain a little bit about what we have. So again, artwork is absolutely gorgeous.
Was the girl missing her arms originally holding like a scroll and then like a spell circle thing? No. Sorry, I was trying to look at what her arms would have looked like. She's
holding a mace, which is a sort of a religious symbol to it.
And then a gun?
No, not a gun, not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
No. I can't see
okay,
on
I was
on
just
the
looking on their site. I was just looking at different characters, so I'm like, Okay.
All right. So here you go. This is Zorka. She is equipped with an axe and a shield. She has medium armor. She has a special item that is the company's 17 emblem, which gives you a special ability. Now, I'm going to have to get this right. So we have your strength, your dexterity. I think that's your knowledge. That's going to be your charisma. These are basically for all of the tests that appear during the game. Because the most important thing to point out is that this is an app-driven dungeon crawler. So you must have the app on your device, maybe a phone or on your tablet. And as you'll see as we play through, there will be various challenges to which then we roll particular dice for those skills. So very much bringing the sort of roleplay element into the actual game.
For my strength, I need to write this stuff down.
It's okay, I'll be able to reference it for the most part. What's important is your initiative. Up at the top there is 5. Your movement is 3, so that's probably quite important for you. Your health is 6. And then you have a black dice for your defense. We'll come on to this area, the energy and actions area, because this is quite unique to the game, and it's a lot of fun. I think players of Aristea will be able to relate to some of this element along with the dice rolls, and I really like this, but we'll come into this as we actually play. Now, what's going to be important is you have a special ability of Watch Out. When an enemy attacks a character adjacent to you, the character may increase their defense roll. Okay, so we might want to stand back to back in some instances because I would take advantage of you being there next to me. Now, let's see if we can try and... Like I say, I'm working with bits of paper here. So this again is some of the special abilities that Zoka has. And this is how you'll use your energy actions. You have the Taunted. So taunted enemies must downgrade all their attack rolls. You can only place 1 taunted token per enemy. We'll understand how taunted works when we get into combat, but it's just making you aware of this. So you have different symbols, and these symbols are unique to your character, and we're just going to work through from top down to bottom. So place 1 taunted token on an enemy within 1 to 5 range. The next symbol with the arrow is you may displace yourself. The next symbol is you may add a success to your strength roll. So we will talk about dice in a second, but basically we are using D8. Again, Aristea fans will be familiar with the D6s. These are now D8s. And, well, you can do so much more with a D8, can't you? So you'll notice the little success star. You'll be familiar with that. The next one is advance 1 position your initiative token on the track. That's actually, well, it's possibly a negative, but we'll explain how initiative works, because again, this is a unique aspect of the game, which is a lot of fun. We got a swirly symbol. Your target gains the stunned state. Then the next one after that is you can set the results of one of your die in your roll. That's quite cool, quite powerful. The exclamation mark. You may add an exclamation to your roll. So this is a trigger. Again, Aristea fans will know all about the trigger effects. And then finally, displace a taunted enemy in a way that the range between you two is reduced by 1.
And displace is moving how far? Because it says that I can displace myself. So
it is, yes. You displace by 1 space, 1 square.
Okay.
All right. We'll go into more detail about how you might use those special abilities when the time comes. Let's just take a look at your character abilities here. So this is, where do you think you're going? when an adjacent taunted enemy activates, rotate this card. You become the target of every action of the active enemy. Okay. So we can already start to see that we had a ability which allowed you to place a taunted token down. And now this is an actual effect that uses that taunted token. So there is a link between putting those tokens down and then using them with these cards. We have Wall. When you make a face-to-face roll, you gain the switch. So 2 switches. Add a defense to your roll. So this is when you're rolling your dice, if you get the switches, which are the exclamation marks, you get 2 of them on your dice roll. Okay. You are then able to add an extra defense to your roll.
Oh, one-time use? Is it just a mana that we tap that comes back?
It is there for you during that roll. Okay, so this is just a part of your ability. So this is you doing a shield wall, isn't it?
So but what I'm saying is that if I do it and I use it, I could still use it the next turn as well.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes. This is just one of your abilities.
Okay, so if I get 2 switches, then I get a defense.
Yes, but it's a face-to-face roll. So basically, it's when you're in combat, when somebody's attacking you. When you roll your defense dice, if you have 2 switches, then you can convert those 2 switches to a defense, which is obviously what you want.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at your axe and shield. So when you attack, you're going to get to roll an orange and a blue dice. And the attack is got to be you've got to be adjacent, which makes sense, doesn't it? And just checking here. So what's that? With a shield and a switch, add 2 successes. Remove 1 defense from your roll.
So I add 2 successes and remove.
So I think you've got to obviously use up a defense and a switch, which allows you to add 2 successes, but remove 1 defense from your roll. Okay. So again,
So I'd have to roll 2 shields?
you have to roll 1 shield, and it's a shield. It's a defense success, and so there are two types. So there's a full success and a hollow success, as there is a full switch and a hollow switch, and we'll show you on the dice in a second, because you can see that some are filled in and some of them are sort of empty. So this requires a full defense or a full switch, and that being the case, if you get either of those, I wonder if it's either or if it's both. I'm going to assume. Let me just have a quick look and look at some of the others. Yeah, this is unique to this one, and in fact another one there says it shows just 1, so yes, you need both. So basically you're converting a defense and a switch, and you can turn those into 2 successes, but then you must remove 1 defense from your roll.
Right, so initially you have to have an extra defense.
Yep.
So you'd have to roll at least 2 to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a look here. Medium armor. So medium armor is a blue dice. I'm going to put the dice actually over on your character so we can see those properly. Your defense roll gains the switch. So it's a hollow defense. So if you roll a hollow defense, add a full defense, a successful defense to your roll. All right. And then finally, your emblem, your special item, once per round, reduce your initiative value by 1 until the end of your activation. So we'll talk about this when we talk about initiative. All right. I'm going to put your dice over onto your area so we know what you're dealing with. So you have an orange and a blue for your axe and shield. You have a blue for your armor. And you have a black for your defense there.
If I have to roll... Okay, so on the one, on the attack one, when I roll an orange and a blue?
Yes.
How would I get that extra? If I'm only rolling 2 dice, how would I ever get that?
Okay, well, here you go. So that dice just there, your blue dice, has your shield and your switch. So there you go. On that blue dice, you've got it with that roll. And then on this...
Right, but I have to remove a shield.
There you go. Well...
Because what if that one was... Do you see what I'm saying?
Right, okay, but hang on a second. Because you're also rolling... So when you do an attack, you roll your 2 dice, your blue and your orange, but also your black dice, which is as part of your character. And your black dice actually has a shield as well.
Okay.
All right. So it is there. All right. Let's get ourselves started, and we'll work our way through as we go along. All right. So. We basically have been told to set ourselves up in the front there, but really what we need to do is, I'm jumping ahead slightly, we need to actually bring the app in play. So let us bring that in. Of course, you know, I just have on my mobile here, but for you guys to be able to see it clearly, we'll go to the larger screen. All right, so Sarah, are you ready to do a little bit of narrative reading?
Oh, me?
Oh, you. Okay, here we go then.
Oh boy, everyone. Oh, it's like a whole novel. You trust me to read all of this?
You read the first paragraph. I'll do the second.
Oh, everybody likes your reading voice. You're doing this just for fun.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna do it, and they're gonna suffer.
Are they gonna suffer? Okay.
Yeah.
Go
Oh
on.
my God. Oh, Sarah doesn't read. Okay. A cry in the night. One that no one heard or pretended not to hear. There are cruel people in this world, heartless people, who would not shy away from ripping an innocent child from the embrace of their family. But alas, that's the way the 2 moons travel the skies. Or is it? A child was abducted during the night after a violent squabble that left a corpse on the street. But no traces, tracks, or clues that might point towards the perpetrators. Although the child's family is heartbroken, the lack of solid evidence means there's little to nothing the local authorities can do. There was, however, a witness who claims to have caught a glimpse of the kidnappers through their window. I saw monsters, they babbled, as shaking from head to toe and crying in fear, monsters. Lacking in both ideas and manpower, the council set out a call for adventurers who might investigate this heinous crime, offering a reward for the child's return. It seems you're the only party willing to answer that call. With only scant details from the local guards, you decide that the best course of action is to study the scene of the crime, and maybe find evidence that the authorities may have missed. Upon arrival, you find a lone member of the Hawthorne Point Guard on watch, wearing a bleary-eyed expression of fatigue. No one has yet been to remove the body. The corpse lies nearby, a trail of blood smearing the cobbles beside it. What are you going to do?
Okay, so the scene is set. But now the app is going to tell us...
I know, Mystic! I know! I did it! I read! He was even moving it, which caused my screen to go blurry. So I was like, oh boy, can't see the words.
Okay, so it's telling us to put down tile 103 as indicated, which we have already done. We then place tile 403 as indicated, which we have done. Place the marker, the Hawthorne Point Guard, as indicated. So we get our token, and we place that just there. We place the next marker for the fight on the bloodied area of the tile just there. And then we place the marker for the chest as indicated up at the top. And then we can deploy our characters within this starting area, which is just around, it looks like a well at the center of the square. And there we go. We are set up and now ready to play. So then, Sarah, I have just placed our characters in that area, but did you want to move your dwarf to anywhere specific? Or are you happy where you are?
We can only interact with the tokens, correct?
At this moment in time, yes. So this is what the game considers the narrative phase, and basically we take it in turns activating our character and doing movement and interacting with points of interest. So
Can I start closer to the bags at the top?
Okay, right. So how about you start right there? So you're right next to those. I'm going to start at the bottom here, so we don't really have to do any move. Did you want to go first, Sarah?
Sure, I'll go interact with this top right thing.
Okay, all right. So then, what we do is you want to go and check out the chest in the top. So what we do on the app, let's just change screen. Is basically we just press on. So of course, to interact is an action, and we have got to be adjacent to the token, which of course Sarah is. So we just tap on the token there, an interaction.
The diagonals are considered.
Yes, diagonal. That's okay. Absolutely fine. So do we want to interact? Yeah. Yes, we do. Okay. Here we go. This abandoned chest is secured on with a rusty padlock. So we have a choice. We can do an agility test to pick the lock, or we can do a strength test to break it. So let's just take a look here. Your agility is 2 yellow dice, whereas your strength is 3 orange dice. And I just want to find something out because your strength is actually a special element to your character. Hang on a second, I just need to double check this because I think it actually works in your favor. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've got all of these. It's an expertise symbol. Here we go. So this indicates that you can replace hollow symbols obtained in your attribute rolls with their corresponding normal variant. So this, obviously, strength for the dwarf, that is your major bonus. You should really be going for that. So I think it's definitely going to be a strength test, isn't it? Which means it is going to be 3 orange dice. And
Sarah Smash.
Sarah Smash indeed. Actually, we've only got 2 orange dice. Oh, okay. We'll have to roll another dice. So let's jump across here. So then, we're going to roll these 2 dice, and then we'll take a note of the results, and then roll another one. So here we go. What we are looking for are successes, and even hollow successes are valid. Well, that's one success and one trigger. So the trigger's no good for us. Let's roll that one again. That is a second success and a trigger. So we got 2 successes. Let's go back to the app. We've gone with a strength test, so break the lock. We basically have to tell the app how many successes we got. We got 2. So we've considered application of force. The padlock breaks and the chest opens.
Smash!
Okay, let's see. Is it coming up with anything? You obtained a gold coin.
Ooh.
Oh, shiny, shiny. So gold coin, you may use this card as a wild card. It counts as any ingredient during the item creation phase in Hawthorne Point. Discard this card. You cannot use more than 1 gold coin in the creation of an item. So you got something shiny. That will just go over there with your character. And you obtain bandages. Oh, okay. Let's find those as well. Bandages. Good. First aid. Heal up to 2 health points from your character or an adjacent character, and then discard this card. Alright. So to use the bandages, it is an action. We'll explain that when time arises. And then tells us to remove the marker because we have interacted with it. So that's done. Alright. It's over to me. It's my turn now. And what should I do? I think I will head over and get myself close to. Can I actually interact? I think I can.
Looking at the app.
Yep. So I'm gonna do. I have a movement of 4, so I can go slightly faster than you. 1, 2, 3. Go there, 4. And I am going to interact with point number 2, which is, of course, the corpse on the street. Okay. The remains left by the squabble are still on the street. The nauseating stench of dead flesh greets you as you get closer. A perception test. So let's take a look. What is my perception? I have 2 orange die, so I have to investigate. So let's go to the dice roll. And as I say, it is 2 orange. So let's see. What do my elven eyes detect? Well, I get 1 success and 1 switch, so it is just 1 success. Who knows what we'll find? Here we go. So click on, we have 1 success. And again, as with all the elements of the game, the actual app itself is still prototype, it's still in development, but it gives you us a good idea of how the functionality will work. So we have 1 success, let's check that. The corpse is bent and twisted into an unnatural position, and the stench turns your stomach as you approach. The flesh is covered with gashes, and some bones seem to have been removed and used to pin the body to the ground. No tracks can be seen nearby, just a smear of blood across the wall, as if the body had been scraped across the bricks before being embedded into the ground. Indeed, this is a grim sight. mark a clue space in the mission log. If we were playing, obviously, the main campaign game, and I would have that, that's what we would do now. But of course, this is an isolated scenario, so we can skip that. So who is playing their turn? Well, it is me, so I'll just put a check under there. Remove the marker, fight remains. Okay. Now, what that highlighted is that depending on which character interacts with things, there can be different outcomes. Alright? So there can be multiple branching elements to the game as you explore. You realize that you are completely alone. The street is silent, save for a gust of wind that whistles through the alleyways. The long shadow cast by the sun lengthen, unnaturally so, shifting too quickly for your liking. A moment later, they are no longer shadows at all. Dark, slouched forms stand before you, silent and menacing. One of them points a gnarled finger at you, and then, as one, they shamble forward. So we need to place a new tile, tile 105. Okay, make ourselves a little bit of room. And typically move the dice right. There we go. Okay, so we have placed a new tile down. We have a beggar marker. Let me place a beggar just there.
Pretty fancy marker for a beggar.
We have another chest. Do you happen to be heading over to this chest, do you think? Maybe? There's a chest there. And a closed door. Okay.
So Amberden was asking if more than one person can interact with the token?
No, well, obviously anybody can go up to the token, but once it has been used, the app told us to remove it, so that is it. But it could have been Sarah who went to go and examine the corpse. Could have been one of the other hero characters, and of course, depending on which interacts, maybe there is a different outcome. So deploy one marked unit in space C of tile 403.
Hey, while you get this set up, I will be right back.
Okay, I will continue. So 403, let's make sure I get that. Okay, and it is in section C. All right. So I'm going to have to place these. These are going to be lying down, unfortunately. Deploy one husked unit in space D of 103. So, space D of 103. All right. Remove the marker of the Hawthorne Point Guard. Oh, too late. So that element has gone.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay. So should we take a quick look at these new miniatures that have joined the game? I'm going to just put the dice tray just there, and we'll just go over to the other camera. So then, we have a husk, a shambling husk. Here one is. These, yeah, these are very much a sort of zombie skeleton, but as you read up on the lore of the game, you find out that the land has a blight, and that these are sort of infected with that. So as you can see, his arm is trailing all the way down to the ground in a quite a disgusting type of way. His back, spine, has enlarged, yeah, and lots of chains going on. But lots of detail, very nicely done. And we then have the marked. And again, regulars to the channel will know that I have been painting up one of the marked. And we'll actually be finishing off this miniature next Monday evening. If you would like to see what I have done with this character, join us on Monday from 7 PM GMT. I'm quite chuffed with what I've done. I think you'll be surprised. So come and join me on Monday, and we can do the finishing touches. But this is a lovely miniature. Amron's asking, what are the minis made of? They are... Well, I believe that they are a resin, but it's not the super hard brittle resin. There's a little bit of give in these, but the detail, the reproduction of the detail is absolutely spot on. But again, this is prototype. So this could purely be just for this this version for us to be able to demo. But if you've received any Corvus Belli miniature, then you will already know that the level of detail is absolutely fantastic in all their miniatures. But join us on Monday. You can find out how I painted up one of the marked. Okay. So we now leave the narrative phase, and we now go into a combat phase because we now have enemies on the board. So I just need to move us across now to round 2. And basically what we do now is we have to set up the initiative dial. And we place down the enemies first. Let's get their tokens. And we just need some cards here. I'm just going to put that there. So we have the husks, and we have marked. And we take a look at their initiative. The marked have an initiative of 4. The husks have an initiative of 5. So we place down their tokens. There's the marks on 4. There is the husk on 5. We then put down our initiatives. Sarah, you've got an initiative of 5. And I have a initiative of 3. And what's going to happen now is we're going to move the dial around, and as we hit characters, they will then do their actions. And once they have done their action, they will then move round the dial by the value of their initiative. Every time we pass 10, a new round starts. But we could potentially do multiple actions within that sort of round, depending on how we manage our initiative. And that could be through the actions that we do using our energy to actions. This area here in your character sheet, we'll play through and we'll actually see how it works. But this is it's a fascinating and very unique way of managing your turns. It makes you feel as if you can potentially do quite a lot within a round, but also you have the option to be able to manipulate it in the fact of being able to do more than maybe what you might ordinarily think you could do. So let's work it through. So starting off with then, we'll move the dial. We have no initiative 1 or 2, and it starts with my character then at initiative 3. So I have a marked over here, and we have the husk over here. I think, Sarah, I'm going to go and try and take out this marked, because I'm just close to the character, aren't I? Now, when we are in combat, you can move up to your movement allowance for 3 at the start, but any additional movement would cost you an action. And to do an action, basically you use your energy cubes, and we both have 3 cubes. And to be able to do an action, you must fill up one of these rows and do the various elements to that row, which are bonuses for the most part. And then once you get to the end, because you've filled it up, you're able to do one action. Now, there are numerous common actions. So what are these? They are run, interact, equip, attack, cast a spell, or revive. So that's reviving an unconscious character. You also can do the action of using one of your special abilities. Alright, but you need to have filled up one of these sections. Now you can see the top section gives me lots of these bonuses, but it takes 3 energy cubes to do just that one section. Whereas these bottom sections down at the bottom only require 1 action to fill up. 1 energy cube. That would then give you 1 action. So you could actually do 2 of these. You could actually do 2 attacks by just using 1 cube each. But looking at what the element here is, looking at my little list here, advance 1 position your initiative token on the track. So in fact, these will make my character move along slightly more, meaning that I'm going to be further down the queue order as far as my next turn, because I've done more actions. It's a great way of managing sort of time and energy all in one element, which is great. There are also additional elements here that are optional. You can place energy cubes onto them if you want to take advantage of them, but you don't have to. So, what shall I do? I think, well, let's go with the biggest one right at the top. So I'm going to place all 3 cubes onto here. So the first symbol for me says you may displace yourself. Well, I could displace myself by 1 and move backwards. It would give myself a little bit of room away from that marked. The marked moves 2. So 1, 2. It'd still bring it up there, but at least I've got maybe a little bit of room. And maybe I become a bit closer to this husk over here. My second cube allows me to place down the hunter's mark on an enemy within 2 to 5 range. So I could put my mark just there. The third cube allows me to do another hunter's mark. Now 2 to 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can put actually my hunter's mark on the husk as well. You never know, I might be able to get 2 shots off. We'll see. But ultimately, I get to do 1 action. So, let us see. So I can do an attack. My attack is with my bow. My bow is 2 yellow die. Plus I use my black die from my armor. And I'm going to be attacking the marked first. And the marked has a defensive die, a 1 black die. So we're going to put their die just there. Alright, let's roll these and see what we get. Alright, I'm going to put these here so we can see them clearly, because this is the sort of mini game within the game of trying to work out what all the maximum things you can achieve with your dice roll. I'm going to roll the marked defensive die, and we'll put that to one side. All right, that goes there. So what have I got? I have 2 successes, 2 triggers, and a defense. And the marked has a defense and a trigger. So the defense automatically nullifies one of those successes. But what can I do with those triggers? So your attack rolls against targets bearing the hunter's mark gain the switch, add 1 trigger. So I do have 2 triggers. I did have it marked, so that gets me another success, because that is part of the hunter's mark. This is why I wanted to put the symbol on there. So that is in effect then, even though I lost 1, I gained 1 back. That is 2 damage against that marked. So we just put some hits.
Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, okay, so Discord kicked me for some reason.
I wondered why you were very, very quiet.
I was like sitting here and I'm like, wait, why can't I hear anything anymore?
No. I've successfully loosed an arrow and hit the target for 2 damage, which is great. So I've done that. Now, I do have this ability of double target. When you attack at the end of the resolution, rotate this card and perform an attack against another enemy within range of your weapon that has the hunter's mark. So basically, what I'm able to do is turn myself around looking this way and now have a go at hitting this husk. So let's do that. So the husk does not have a defensive dice, which is cool. I get to do my bow again. So it's my bow, 2 yellow dice along with the black dice of my armor. Let's roll these. Oh, not as good this time, but, well, we'll see. Can we make it work? So we have... Is that a success? Oh, no, it's a hollow success. Oh, we got a hollow success. That's not good. So let's just see. So I have to tap that because that's been used. But 2 switches there allows me to add a success. So even though that was hollow, I actually now do have a success. So that's 1 hit. 1 hit against a husk. Husk has no defense and has 4 health. So 1 point against, and I take the mark back. All right. There you go, Sarah. I have dealt out some death already. So we now move. So as soon as we've done that, I then move my token on the initiative track 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. That's been done. We then move to initiative 4. So it is going to be the marked. So we need to find out what the marked is going to do. And in that case, we've got to go back to the app. So let's just change.
Because I don't have ranged attack. I only have like adjacent attack, correct?
You're going to have to get up close, yes. But remember,
right, so I just have to be 1 adjacent.
Yes, you can move, remember, in your first, when you start. But let's find out how this marked is going to react. So we can...
Just want to make sure that there's like, when it's my turn, if I'm, 2 spaces away, I know that, okay, I can't hurt him, so...
Oh, yes, yeah. So with marked, so we have our enemies. So we click on the marked. And we can now check out their behavior. So then, we're going to look at distance 2 to 3, 1, 2. Yes, so we're definitely in that one. So highest vitality value. So yes, we both got. I've got 4. You've got 6. Oh, you've got 6. I think it's going to be so assault and attack. Let me just. I need to just double check here what the assault is. Where is the assault?
Gonna get attacked, aren't they?
Well, I think I'm gonna get attacked first. I need to find out this now. Typical, isn't it? It's done something I didn't expect it to. There's the piece of paper. I'm not going to find this, am I? I know I'm not. No. So, I'm going to assume it as being an attack. We're going to take it as an attack. So it's going to move because it's not got ranged, so it's going to have to move towards us. So and then it's going to just do an ordinary attack because there's no bonus to it, and it's not going to be moving twice. So the target of this unit's attacks must downgrade their defense roll. Ah, okay. So what's my defense? My defense is a blue, which I think blue goes to black, doesn't it? This is an interesting point. Basically, the dice are tiered in strength. So let's just find this. I think. So blue goes to black, yes. So basically what happens is to upgrade, you can go from a black dice to a blue dice to a green dice, and which are the defensive ones, and then for the offensive dice, it's going to go from yellow to orange to red, being the strongest. So it's an interesting system where you can upgrade or have your dice degraded depending on the circumstances. So I am no longer rolling a blue, I am rolling a black. So that's important. And their attack is going to be an orange and a black. Alright, and we've got some effects in play. Right, let's go to the table. So they're going to move, and it makes sense that they're going to go here, and they're going to attack. As I say, it's going to be a black and an orange. I'll roll these first.
You can do it.
Well,
don't die.
I'm rolling for them. So
I know you can do it. You can roll bad.
Yes, exactly. I need to roll. So I need to roll my defense, which was a blue, but it's been downgraded to a black. And I roll my black of my armor. So I'm rolling 2 black die. So let's do that. Oh gosh. I don't know if this is going to help. Not helping at all, is it? So they have managed to... Oh, so it's an orange and an automatic hit. So they've already done 1 point against me. That is a hollow success. So that applies stunned to the target. Let me get a stunned token. So I am stunned. I'll explain that in a second. If it was a hollow switch, they would add another attack, but thankfully it isn't. So that's good. I've got a hollow defense, but that does nothing in this instance. So I do not defend against the attack, and I take a point of damage. And remember, I've got 4 points, so I need to be mindful of that. Let's just move these over here. So that was their attack. And thankfully, that's it. All right, let's move that away. Let's just go through. So what does stunned do? So character removes 1 success from each roll they make. If you pass a perception test at the end of your activation, remove this state. So in the next round, I'm going to be minus 1 success on whatever I'm doing. So that's not going to be great. Okay. They then move. So that's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's their turn over with. We then come to you. So because you are at the top of the stack, you get to go first. And then the husk, which is underneath you, will go next. Alright, so what do you want to do?
So I assume I should probably want to try and murder the husks so it can't do anything to us, right?
I'd say that's probably a decent thing to do, yeah.
Alright, let's do that then.
Alright, so you want to move close to? Maybe? The thing is how are you going to use your energy? So let's just go through and I'm going to move these out of the way because actually we're going to have to use all of our dice.
The husk is the one on the right-hand side, right?
The husk is on the left here, just pointing to it. It's got 1 point of damage. You need to get 3 more points to kill the husk. Mm-hmm. All right? Otherwise, you've got to come round and take out this marked. Now, a marked only requires 2 points. I think you can quite happily probably take out this one because then it'll be my turn next and I will get to take out the marked behind me. So I think you should concentrate on the husk. Let's get rid of that. We don't want that creeping up behind us, do we?
Okay.
So you've got a movement of 3, so you can quite happily get yourself up close. Whereabouts do you want to go?
I guess if I go to the top of it, then that would still give me some distance.
Something like that?
Now, can we move diagonally?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I could be 1 more over, and then that would get me even further away from the other guy.
Oh, you want to get away from this one? Yeah, are you happy with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, right. So we've got the movement, so at least you're now in combat. Now you've got to decide how are you going to use your 3 energy cubes. And this is now turning your energy into actions. Remember, whenever you complete one of the lines up to where it's marked, that then allows you 1 attack. All right. I had a special ability where I was able to do 2 attacks. So that's kind of unique. That's because I am obviously quick with a bow, yes? So you might, depending on what you want to do, you might want to use your big almighty attack right at the top, which allows you to place taunted tokens on enemies, which of course then you're able to turn those taunted to your advantage with your abilities here. Or you might want to do a couple of small energy attacks, but it means you can do 2 of them. What are you thinking? Are you thinking...
I think I want to do a taunted.
You want to do a taunted?
Right, yes.
Okay, so you're going to do the big one up at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this would... So how is this going to be an advantage to you? you have the skill, where do you think you're going? So when an adjacent taunted enemy activates, so they will be activating right after you, rotate this card, you become the target of every action of the active enemy. So that would keep, if you don't kill this husk, it would keep the husk with you, which of course, you being the tank, that's a good idea, isn't it? Because there typically would be weaker heroes with us, and you're trying to protect them.
Maybe I don't want to do that one yet then, because it's not necessarily needed yet.
Well, that's exactly. I think you can afford to probably weigh on in
Right.
At this moment in time. Let's take a look at.
So how do I just attack then? Which one would I do to like be able to attack?
Okay, let's do one of the basic ones down at the bottom, which is
the next one.
Well, the one down at the bottom here is a simple one-off attack. Okay, now, that's interesting. So down at the bottom, you could use one energy cube, and you could do an attack right away. But it would mean that you move to the next section, which means the husk would get to have its turn before you get to have your turn again. This is the management of the initiative dial, which is really, really cool. So
for the next level, though, where it's blank and then the symbols, because according to my card,
go on.
that symbol says that I can add a success to my punchy rolls.
It does, but we're not doing a strength test here, are we? We're doing an attack. I wonder where does that come into play?
Then the swirly symbol means that my target gains the stunned state.
Now that's a good thing to do, because as we've just found out, the stun state means that, let's just find out what it is for the enemy. I'm sure it's the same. So the enemy removes one success from each of their rolls. So should that enemy survive, it would be doing one less success because it's dazed. So maybe that's...
So how would I do that attack line, the second attack line?
So basically, that would be 2 cubes that you place down there. Now, that means you can attack and you've still got an extra cube left. But if you place...
Not that one.
Well, this one allows you to do it quicker, because the second line you've got to spend 3 cubes to do. You've still got a cube left. So it means you could potentially have another attack later on.
Oh.
Right?
Okay. So I don't get to punch it, though.
Oh, you still get to punch it. Oh, absolutely, you still get to punch it. You don't... Remember, these, you don't have to go all the way up to the third marker, because depending on which line you choose, the top one is 3, the second and third are 2, and then the fourth and fifth are only 1 cube. Okay, so you effectively could do multiple actions with your energy.
Okay.
So that's what's quite cool about it. So let's go with that. Now, if you used your other cube, though, that final icon allows you to set the result of one of your dice in your rolls. So you could guarantee yourself a success by putting that extra cube in. Is it worth doing?
What is the first cube space that we covered up?
The first cube space is it moves you on the initiative along by 1. Which is it would be kind of be doing anyway. It's unavoidable.
Okay. So I guess I'm going with this action then.
How about putting the other cube in so you can actually manipulate one of the dice, knowing how badly my rolls are. Because we are learning, so let's put that in there. Give that a go. So okay.
And this is still better than doing the second line, even though I'd be using all 3 of them still.
I think so, yes, because for the first one, nothing happens. The second one gives you a success in strength. But we're not doing a strength test here, are we? We're using your axe and shield. So that doesn't seem... I'm not quite sure where that pays out off. We'd have to double check on that. But then you could give them the stun state. So it's whether... I'm hoping that this, you would kill it outright. So as opposed to it being stunned and still alive, it's going to be dead. This is probably the better option, isn't it? At the end of the day, you only have to do 3 points of damage on it. Or what do you think?
Whoever's gonna do the best.
well, it's down to my dice rolls, isn't it? Who knows?
Yeah. And I guess we'll just leave it where it is.
Okay, so you're rolling a orange and a blue and another blue. Okay, and you're up against the husk. The husk has got no defensive dice, so it's all really basically down to this dice roll. Okay. Well, I'm kind of glad that we said, hey, let's go for this one. So you've got 1 success. You've got 2 triggers and 2 defense. Okay, so what can...
I have my special things.
So here we go. So if you have a defense and a trigger, add 2 successes.
That would make 3 successes.
That would make 3, yeah, so with those, that's 3 successes, isn't it? It says remove 1 defense from your roll. So where's your defense that's going? So that gets you 3 successes.
Aha!
Exactly, right? Well, we don't. I mean, you had the ability to manipulate one of these dice rolls if you wanted. You don't need to, do you? You know, you could even. Could you have manipulated that? No, there is no. So there's no successes on the blue dice, but that's the point, isn't it? Because you're trying to get the defense and the switch to convert it.
I could have rolled it to the defense that I needed to get rid of in order to use the 2 extra successes. So
exactly. So there you go. You've done the 3 points of damage, and you've killed this husk outright. It is dead.
Smash!
Okay. So what that means is, because it's dead, we remove its token from the board.
I win anything for killing it?
No, not at this moment. So you then, now you've got to have moved. Hang on a second. Your initiative was on 5. We had to move it by 1 to 6, and then we have to move it 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's where you are. All right. You get your cubes back. So you're reset, but hopefully we'll be able to wrap this up pretty quick. So it comes over to initiative 6, and that is Darak again, which I'm going to spin him around. So again, this is all reset. He is in the stunned state, so we've got to remember that it'll be -1 success in whatever combat we do. I am going to move back with my free movement. 1, 2. Let's just go to there. We can bring this card back. I am going to... what can we do? I think I'm just going to... Well, is it worth it? Let's let's put it in there. Let's just use those 2. So I have to move my initiative 1. I get to put my hunter's mark onto it just there. I'm going to roll my 2 yellow. And
you can do it.
my black. And the marked is going to be rolling a black.
Because I am too far away to Sarah Smash.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. We've got lots of triggers there. Let's roll this one. Oh, this is bad. Bad. So basically, my stunned state means that this success is automatically lost because I'm not quite with it. Well, I've got all of these triggers. What can these triggers do? Well, all these I can use 2 of these triggers. Hunter's Mark. So attack against bearing the Hunter's Mark gain the switch. So add a success. You can only place 1 Hunter's Mark token. So I get 1 success. I have to take that back there. But he's got a defense. So regardless, he manages to avoid that hit. That's frustrating. Okay, so that is the end of my attack effectively. I'm going to rotate my card again, perform an attack against an... Oh, but I can't because it's not another enemy, is it? Oh. There's nothing I can do, is there? I don't think so. See, I'm wondering, because I've still got that cube, can I use that cube again? I think or not again, but actually use it, because otherwise I get to the end of my turn, that's it, isn't it? I think you are able to use up all your cubes, so I think if I put that in there now, I've used up all my energy for this particular round, so that gives me another action, but it does mean that I have to move my initiative along by 1, which is fine. So this is where, again, so because I'm doing that, but I'm going to be moving along in a second anyway. Okay, so I can attack again, so let's roll these dice again, but I'm not got the Hunter's Mark this time. Oh, so I'm doing just as badly. This is where my dice rolls don't pay off. Oh, again. So, I have a hollow success. I have a success, but I still have my stunned value, so that doesn't count. Plus also he has the defense, so nothing happens there. So I have completely failed. But now, at the end of my turn, if I pass a perception test at the end of your activation, remove this state. So my perception is 2 orange dice. I basically just need to get a success. My dice rolls are not doing me good at the moment. Nope. I get two triggers, so that's no good. So I am still stunned. Oh my gosh, they must have really hit me. And I then move 3. 1, 2, 3. So we move all the way around to 8. So it is the marked who go next. It's going to be a similar situation. The marked is going to come to here to attack. Let's just let me just double check. So they are going to attack. They are attacking with an orange die and an automatic success, and it's going to be against. I've got to downgrade my defense, so I'm going with a black. So let's roll their die. A hollow success. That's good. But so that means you've just got 1 success against me. Oh. But I've got no defense, and I think you can't have any more than 1 stunned, so I don't have to deal with that. So it is 1 hit against me. So that's been done. All right. So then we move them. They move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We move this all the way to 1. We've gone past 10. So that now means we have to move the round marker. So it's round 3. So let's then go through. So again, it's over to my turn again. I'm determined to basically finish this one off. So I'm going to place all my cubes to, well, I can put them both into there to do 1 on the initiative and put them marked to there. I could have moved first, so let's just move myself to there. And rolling my dice, I've got 2 yellows and a black up against a black. Roll those. I got success. I got triggers. Rolling the defense. No defense, which is good. Didn't manage. My success disappears because of my stunned state. But I am able to use the 2 triggers to get a success against it because of the marked symbol. I can then do a double attack. So let's do that all again. And another roll. Oh, there we go. So again, 2 triggers gets me the success because I lose 1 because of my stun state, but that's enough to kill off that character. Finally. And then I just need to roll my perception. I want a success, that's all I want. 2 orange dice. And I get 1 hollow but 1 full, so I've got rid of that there. Okay, whew. That felt a little bit as if I was going to get whittled down. I've only got I've got 4 health and I've lost 2 already. Are you still there, Sarah?
I am. I'm just... okay.
Yeah, I got myself in a little bit of a... because of my initiative, I was able to sort of work out and have multiple sort of goes before it came to the adversary again. But of course, I've just done my goes there, so now I would have to move myself free. 1, 2, 3. So it would then have been your turn next. And you'd have been able to attack, but of course I've managed to defeat it, so we don't have to worry about it. So that's all done. We come out of effectively the combat phase. There are no enemies for us to deal with. So now we can start moving and interacting with elements on the board again.
That's what I'm having issue with, is how do I get to those? I can only move 3.
Well, that's fine. I can slow down. I can wait for you. So it's gonna be your turn. So you move first.
All right, I guess move me 3. That's all I can do.
1, 2, 3. I can go 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll move the round along. Over to you again. I'm just going to keep on moving you through. 1, 2, 3. And I'll go 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to stay there and let you catch up. So we move the round again.
Yeah, but you could interact. Oh, that's like a scenario, though. Yeah, you could interact, though, on your turn.
I know, but I'm waiting for you to get close because I don't want to trigger something when you're not there.
All right, well then you can move me diagonally 3 and I'm gonna get that crate.
You're going to move 3. 1, 2, 3.
And then I look at the crate.
Okay. I can
Because I'm a greedy little dwarf, and I'm still adjacent to whatever happens.
I can still see what the chat is saying. It's like kids at the back of the class thinking that teacher isn't aware what's going on. And to answer your question, guys, it's because I've been sorting out sound alerts, so you'll just have to wait until they are up and ready again. Okay, so you want to interact with that. So let's just
with the chest.
You're going to go with the chest, okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, hang on. Move that away. Go on, and you can read this one out.
Yes. This sturdy chest is made of mahogany, studded with metal rivets. The lock does not look like it can be easily opened. well. I say the roll is not going to go well this time.
So, it's definitely going to be strength for you, isn't it? Yeah? So that's going to be...
You're a smash!
3 orange. Okay. So let's roll these 3. So it's how many successes can we get?
We have 2, right?
That's 2 already, and we got to roll 1 more die.
Oh, I got 2 successes already?
Yeah.
Haha!
Okay, so 1 more. Oh, that's a hollow success, but because it's your expertise, that's a full. So that's 3 successes. That's awesome.
Yay!
All right, so click on that. You got 3. There you go.
The wood is more fragile than you thought and splinters under the force. However, the heavy blow activates a hidden mechanism, calling a plume of yellow yellow dust to burst against your face. Oh no! You reel away, clasping your burning skin. Oh no, Sarah Smash.
That'll teach you, greedy dwarf.
When the pain subsides, you inspect the chest contents. You wonder whether brute strength is always the best solution. Oh no, I suffer a wound.
Okay. Oh, that'll teach you. So that's a wound.
I only
there.
get 1 though, because...
Your strength is 3, so yes, you're absolutely fine, aren't you? So you're the right person to have opened it. Oh, another gold coin.
Ooh, anything else?
Hang on. Gold coin, where is it? There it is. So we'll just place that over there. Oh, a balm. Balm, there we go.
The name?
So, reduce your initiative value by 1 until the end of your activation. So that means by using the balm, you're able to... So whereas your initiative would move you along 5, you could use that and you'd only move along 4. So that's a bonus for you. That's good. Okay. And then we remove the marker. Okay. That's been done.
My initiative is already down by 1 because of my emblem, correct?
Again, you can use it once per round. So yes, by using those 2 items together, you could knock it down by 2, meaning you could be back in the fight a lot faster. That's how you'd use it. All right. So for me then, I probably want to interact with this beggar just here. We remember. Let's go and check that. Do you want to interact with the beggar? Yes. As you approach the beggar, he looks up with an expectant, if somewhat addled smile. You notice his face is burnt scarred, making him look older than he really is. So...
He must have opened a couple of chests too.
Oh gosh. Use gold coin. I don't have a gold coin.
Guess you're not giving him any.
I guess not. So, let's find out. With a thunderous boom, the door behind you explodes into a myriad pieces, and the building begins to crumble, debris toppling onto the street. There are cries of alarm, and townsfolk flee in terror. Then comes another cry, a scream that no human throat could produce. From a dust cloud, a smoking tendril shoots towards the beggar, arrow straight. It wraps around his ankle, yanking him upwards, before dashing his skull violently against the wall. This is not a good town to live in. The tendril sweeps the floor with the beggar's corpse, finally throwing him upwards with such force that the body lands on a nearby roof where it gets caught up in the guttering. The tendril retreats, and now you see its source. A large...
Or else your coin would be gone.
A large, unnatural creature steps from the rubble, its long, gnarled body terminating in a cluster of tail-like tendrils, twitching and writhing, dripping with scarlet ichor and hissing with smoke. The thing's head is eyeless, its skull divided in twain by a huge maw, gnashing hungrily with 3 rows of razor-sharp teeth. Remove the beggar because he's up on the roof. Remove the closed door.
If you would have given him your gold coin, it would have been gone forever.
Exactly. Place a corpse.
Or would that have stopped the monster? I don't know.
We do have a corpse there now.
Inspect the corpse. Steal anything from him.
Roger's saying this is a violent town. It is indeed. We need to place the event marker 1 in position 9. So we need to reset that and event marker. Oh, it is that one in position 9. That's done. And deploy. Now I'm going to get this wrong. Kipleek, something like that. How are you going to say it?
I think we could just go with Kip.
Kip, yes, let's do Kip. But let's take a close-up look at the big monster we are dealing with. Amber is asking, what happened to the town guard at the initial setup? Because we did not interact with him and we triggered another event, he disappeared. So the app did tell us that he was removed. He scarpered once the marked and the husk turned up. But let's take a look at this.
He said, dead babies I can handle. Alive things, I'm out of here.
Let's take a look at this terrifying monster.
Look at that!
Now,
oh, that's fun.
Again, unfortunately, this poor guy has suffered battle damage. He has kind of snapped off his legs, so I'm just resting him. He should be sort of slightly higher up, slightly more poised to do damage, but yes, as the description said, it's lots of claws and tendrils, some limbs, and a great big mouth.
I like it.
Okay, so
So far, the art and figures with this game are really beautiful.
Suitably disgusting and terrifying. So
That's probably why I like it.
the special closed door, yep, so that's where it's going to go. Alright, make sure I've got that right. Yep, I think we're all good. Excellent. Okay, so we have to put this one down. Thankfully, we have no other adversaries, so we can clean this up. Put him in there. He is an initiative of 3. Oh my goodness. He's got 15 health. He attacks with 2 red die. Fear. The target of their attack must perform a willpower test. If they do not pass it, they become frightened and trapped. Characters within range 1 to 2 gain no movement points at the beginning of their activation and cannot perform the run action. Alright, so... gosh. Not good. So 2 red. He has a defense green along with a black. That's his dice there. There's no magic being used, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, and so we put down on our initiative, so you go on the 5 spot. And I go on the 3 spot. So thankfully, I'm going to get to go first. Maybe get a few arrows shot before things get started properly. Let's take a look. And we can see what his behavior is like. Oh my goodness me. Right, well, we'll deal with me first because of my initiative. So I'm going to pretty much do what I've done before. Is there a bonus to be able to... I'm just looking at what these... I'm going to use my 2 cube. I'm going to do one of the additional elements here, which means I can upgrade or downgrade one of my die. So that being the case, my bow is 2 yellow dice, but I'm going to upgrade it to an orange. So I've got yellow and orange, and my armor is black. Those are my dice. I'm going to roll those first. So it's a defense and two hits, which is great. And then his defense is going to be a green and a black. He gets 1 defense there. But let's just see. That's when he's attacking, so that doesn't do anything. Yep, so basically I get 1 point against him. We got 1 hit right at the start. And that moves 1, and then it's 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay, that should be there. So it's now his turn. Let's take a look, see what he does. Amberden, do I have any special attacks to use? Well, this is the way that the game works, is that there are special elements on every attack. I decided not to go and place my Hunter's Mark this time because I wanted to upgrade my die. So I took the yellow and turned it into an orange instead, which potentially would give me more successes. It kind of paid off, you know, it didn't do too badly. But that's the point of the game with the energy and actions. There's a whole variety of different things you can do within your actual attack, depending on what you want to do and what energy you want to use at that moment. And understanding and learning your character, that's part of the fun of the game. Also, being able to manage how much of the initiative you're using. So you potentially could get in another turn before the monster attacks. My card powers was Ambusher. So at the beginning of your activation, if there are no enemies, then I would be able to do a special ability, but there was an enemy, so couldn't use that. And the other one was the double target, which would allow me to fire twice, but I needed to put my hunter's mark on, which I didn't do. So couldn't use that either. So not at this moment. Okay, so we're over to the monster, and as you can see, the monster is pretty bad. So it's going to attack the target that's 1 to 4. I'm afraid it's you, Sarah. And it's the highest vitality value, which of course is you. It's going to attack you, then it's going to attack you again. We add 1 automatic success to the attack rolls, and at the end of the activation, it advances its initiative token by 4 positions instead of 3. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's going to do 2 attacks, and it's got 1 automatic success on those attacks. Alright?
Okay.
Alright, so let's see what we do. So it's going to be rolling 2 red dice.
Come on, monkey, give us some monkey rolls.
You've got a blue dice and a black dice. We can actually roll all these together. That's going to be cool. Oh, hang on. But I need to roll... Do I need to roll its...
I would say roll them first, right?
Roll its attack first, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it does 2 successes. But I'm sure I have to roll its black die as well. Let me just roll that. And get to switch. So that's the monster. Okay, you are rolling a blue and a black. Your defense rolls gain a switch. So if on your black, if you get a hollow black defense, it becomes a true defense. So let's see what we get. Okay, you get, well, oh, yeah, not good. You get a defense, you get 1 switch and 1 hollow switch. If you had 2 switches, then you could have added an extra defense, but you didn't, you only got the 1, and there's nothing, I don't think there's anything.
Don't I get like something with the defense from before though?
No, doesn't work in here. No, I'm just looking at your cards.
No, but if I'm adjacent to somebody, they can.
Yeah, but you're not adjacent
like,
to me.
You could do something, but
yes.
not.
Yeah, you got to be adjacent to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would be able to increase my defense roll. So, okay, so you basically take 1 damage in that case. So, that's 1 there.
To use my bandages, is that its own action?
It's your, and it is an action, so you've got to wait until your turn to be able to do it.
But what I'm saying though is, like, if I use the bandages, does that stop me from attacking?
Yes, because it's an action.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, you still have to use your energy, so you're using your turn. So depending on how you manage your energy, you might be able to use the bandages and then use the rest of your energy as an attack. So that's a possibility. But yes, it just means you do less, or your attack might be less powerful because of...
So like if I did that first line, then in that first little square I could get my bandages, then
yes.
I would do the strength, and then I would do that. Okay, I might do that then.
I think that's what you got to do. So, but it's done its first attack. Oh, sorry. Hang on. It adds a damage, doesn't it? So you defended a 1. It's 1 against 3. So in fact, it did 2 points of damage against you. So you got 3 damage there. So now it's going to attack again.
Like that. Thank you.
Adam?
I said I'm so glad you realized that. Thank you.
Okay. Do it again. Here we go. Oh
no! Don't make those sounds. I don't see you. Oh no!
This is where my dice rolling is all awesome now, but for all the wrong reasons. Okay. Okay. So it clobbers you again. Oh well. It's done 4 because it's 3 plus 1, but you have a defense, so that's -1. So it's done 3 points of damage against you. You're unconscious. So you are lay down there.
You laid me down so gently.
I did.
Like,
respectfully lay you down.
Sorry about that. Now, how do I get up from being unconscious?
That is a really, really good question. Let's see.
So in all these other videos we've watched, nobody died.
Exactly. Exactly. This is gonna be funny. Just to give you an idea, I've got all of these sheets to basically go through to find out what happens when somebody becomes unconscious.
When you get knocked out?
Death. No, okay, states. Wounds, unconscious and death. Oh look, I think I've just got it. So when you gain the unconscious state, remove all tokens, yep. Energy, yep. Flip your initiative token to its grey side. Okay. Done. While unconscious, you cannot be the target of attacks or any type of effect from enemies. You can only come out of unconsciousness if another character performs a revive unconscious action on you. When that happens, flip your initiative token to its coloured side. If there are enemies on the board, place your initiative token in the next position on the initiative track from the current one. So I've basically got to do my action. I've got to be next to you, and I've got my actions got to be to revive you, which is manageable. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of back and two, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can thank the monkey for his awesome dice rolls. Come on, we know. we know what some of my dice rolls are like. Okay, so
There needed to be a video out there of the game being played the same but different, and here it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is dangerous. Look. So the monster basically has an initiative now of 4 for this attack. So what happens is it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes over my character, which means it's going to do its attack before I get to do anything. Oh, this could be game over. So it's now attacking me with 2 red and a black. My defense is a blue and a black. Oh gosh, here we go. So it's 1 hollow, 1 full, 2 switches. So 2 switches adds a stunned to the target. Where's my stunned token? There it is. So I am stunned now. That's not great. And yes, it basically has two hits. I need to have 2 defense now. I get 2 switches and I get 1 defense. So basically I am able to resist 1 of the hits, but I take 1 damage, and then it attacks again.
Oh no.
I think this is it.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. 2 hits. My defense. Oh, there you go. I get a hollow defense with 2 switches, which doesn't help me in this instance. So I take 2 points of damage, which makes me 5, which means I am unconscious as well. And there is nobody to revive us. So I'm afraid our initial foray into the town to try and find the cause of the mutilated body and the lost child brutally comes to an end.
Oh no, I think that we were successful. I think we found the issue.
Yeah, we know what's been going on. We just unfortunately.
If the mission was to find what's been going on, I think we did that very well.
we wasn't able to do anything about it. Oh my goodness.
Well, no, but wasn't it just to find out what was going on?
I think the remit was to maybe find the child. I think it must have been somewhere.
No, the child was dead.
Oh no,
wasn't
no,
it? Or
no,
it left
no.
another body.
No, there was another. That was another body. That was.
Oh.
Yes. So we don't know what's happened to the child.
The child was in on it.
Luring beggars to their demise by this huge monstrosity of a creature.
So what we're saying is, had you given that guy a gold coin, this probably wouldn't have happened.
There's definitely when a beggar asks you for a gold coin, you say yes. Here, have a gold coin. Unfortunately, the dwarf was hoarding them all. I think that's the problem. So, so there we go.
Well, either way, we were successful in finding what was causing the town some issues, and I think that's how we should describe our gameplay.
Okay,
Well, did you figure it out? Yes. We found out what was causing trouble in the town.
We provided a service. Indeed, we did. So basically, what would happen is ultimately we would defeat this monster, and then we would tell that to the app, and the app would then, of course, carry on the story.
Essentially, we have been murdered and died, and there's no way to come back, like in 4 rounds or something, because we're both dead. That's
it. Once all the heroes are unconscious, that's it. Game over.
Well, now I want to play again and not die.
Well, again, the interesting things about this game, which I think are very, very cool, is the initiative track is understanding and learning that and trying to manipulate that to your advantage, trying to eke out and see how, if I'd realized that you know, you can work out where the creature's going to be and making sure that your initiative is slightly before where they're going to land so that you're able to have another turn. In fact, I think I might have generated my own downfall because of the skill that I used boosted the initiative 1, which was a negative, meant that the monster got the jump on us. If I had not done that and done the attack that Amberden had suggested, I might not be dead. So I think I was just being a bit foolish there. Yeah, actually, now that I realise it, oh my goodness. So that's quite amusing. The characters themselves, they have the energy to actions. They are all different depending on the hero. So, you know, once you find a hero that you like, you know, you spend your time learning to see what their best abilities are and being able to maximize what they're able to do. That's a lot of fun. Again, they're all unique. They all have unique abilities and unique weapons, to which then you are able to...
Rechat.
I'm just looking. Yeah, I think that, well, given the time anyway, Amberden, it's a good point for us to end anyway. Obviously, well, you've got access to the all the documentation there, which unfortunately I can't reference here. So we're going to end it at this point. But I'm glad that you've downloaded the rules, so that's cool.
I hope we can try again one day.
We absolutely can. Yes, we'll play. We'll have a go at this again, and certainly once the game is released in full, I'm sure we will have a play then as well. Go on, sorry.
Do you have a consequence card?
No, because again, this is a cut down demo version.
Oh my God, they didn't expect anybody to suck this bad, is what you're saying. Oh God. Oh God. So what you're saying is that they're like, oh, this is the easy play. Everyone will make it through. We don't need the rest of this stuff. And then here we come.
Nobody's going to need that, are they? Yes.
Yeah, no one's gonna need consequence cards. Everyone can make it through the scenario. It's the easy level. It'll be fine. And then here Monkey and I come along. I slipped in dog vomit today, so anything could be better than that. And then we start playing a game and we get into it, and now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm understanding how to play now. And then I die, and then you die, and then it's like, well, we weren't expecting that to happen. So I guess you guys are done.
Yes, indeed. No, we obviously we've literally got just a couple of cards as far as the equipment that we might find in those chests, and then just the cards for the adversaries that we're going to meet. But that's it. It really is a demo. The rules that you've got there obviously explain everything that the game potentially might have to deal with, and again, even those rules will be updated during its full sort of development. So make sure that if you've got a downloaded rule set, keep on checking the page on Board Game Geek, because they will be updated in due course. But yes,
dear Corvus Belli, if there is a loser award for everyone who has pre-gamed the demo for you, we will be glad to accept it.
do we get the wooden spoon option? Well, Amberden, you can always house rule your own solo play in the fact of just control 2 characters.
That's what I was going to say earlier when Amberden had mentioned that, is essentially you would just be playing 2 characters.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Because I think it's for the sense that when situations like this happen, you're unconscious, well, it's over.
Yes.
But if you're playing 2 characters, you have that chance to try to save your other character and then move on. So it makes sense that you would have to have like 2 characters out there versus just one. So I still think that it could be air quotation marks solo play, just you playing 2 characters.
Absolutely. I mean, I initially thought that maybe we could have gone into this game actually playing all 4 characters and us basically hot seating between the 2 characters that we were controlling. But I'm kind of glad it would have taken longer, but we would have dealt out more death. So we would have been able to do a lot more. Maybe up against the main boss at the end here, we might have actually had a better chance. So yes. Because, of course, it's not like a video game when they might be able to scale the damage, because it's still going to have 15 points of health, isn't it? So you've still got to get those hits onto it, which, of course, with my dice rolls, is not guaranteed.
Just so everybody knows, even if I hadn't busted that crate open and lost the health, I think that thing still would have killed me.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
So we're not going to feel guilty for opening up the crate. Yeah. So I still stand by that decision.
Yes, you can open the crate. That's fine. Okay. So what we will do then is, as I say, on Monday night, we're going to take a look at the character that I have been painting. We're just going to be doing the finishing touches, so hopefully you guys can join me for that. You can actually take a look, see just how wonderful the miniatures are when we are on the painting setup. And then on Thursday we have another game being played. We're going to be going to medieval Paris for a game on Thursday night. So Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I think you know, we'll get better. We certainly will. Once we get to understand our characters a little bit more, maybe we might be able to face off better against it.
I don't think we could get worse. I mean, we could have died earlier. However, I'm glad to know that of everybody else who has made the demo videos that we are the losers, and that's exciting. The game is very pretty though, and even though we lost horribly, I want to play more. I want to not be losers at this game.
We will be experts at the demo, yeah?
I mean, well, if you think about it, there are some games where if you play it and you die, you're like, you know, you don't really have that desire to keep playing. And even though we lost spectacularly with this game, I want to keep playing it because it's like, so far the art and the pieces look like they're going to be beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the thing, you know, anybody who's played, as I say, Aristea or Infinity will know the type of quality that Corvus Belli produced. So yes, I think they're going to enjoy this game. I want to learn more about the sort of the world and the characters that we're going to play, because of course it is a huge fantasy story to get involved in. And the one thing I haven't touched upon is that this is the start of a new line for Corvus Belli. So obviously you guys are familiar with Infinity, but you know Infinity as being the skirmish war game. And then I think was it last year or year before they released the dungeon crawler Infinity Defiance. Yeah, well, this one they're doing it the opposite way around. They're doing the dungeon crawler first, which is Warcrow Adventures, and then in the future they will be releasing Warcrow, which will be the skirmish miniature game in the fantasy setting. So all of the characters and the miniatures that are part of this dungeon crawl game will be usable in the greater skirmish game. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So you're kind of learning about the world through this game and all the lore that they're doing now in preparation for the larger skirmish game. And of course, again, if you've played in Infinity, you know how big they go on these type of games. So here is Corvus Belli now doing their fantasy styled version. So exciting.
Well, there's a chance to learn more about the world.
Yes. Again, Corvus Belli have done loads of videos
on that option.
What's that, sorry?
But we've lost that option because we died. That's why I said there is a chance to learn more, but we will not.
We will not.
Because we are dead.
we are slowly decaying in some dark alleyway somewhere. Yes. I don't even think
no one was there to assist us, and the beggar is on the roof of the next house. He will not help us, for we did not give him coin.
And that's what you learn, don't you? That basically, if some beggar asks for a coin.
My dogs are about to go crazy because somebody's about to come in the house. So I will say thank you for letting me play.
Okay.
And I will see you all next time.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, so our thanks to Sarah for joining our failed expedition in Warcrow Adventures. Just to clarify, Amberden, yes, there is a stream on Thursday. It's another game. As I say, we're going to medieval Paris, so come and join us then. And then the miniature painting is next week on Monday, taking a look at the marked from the game. So come and join us then. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning on in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the game. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Take care. Bye for now.